Centralized, decentralized, and distributed systems.
In this lesson, we will discuss the difference between centralized system, a decentralized system, and a distributed system. Firstly, a lot of people use the words decentralized or distributed. In the case of blockchain as an example, they don't always use these terms correctly. Blockchain is a transaction system, or essentially a fancy database. People call blockchain decentralized, they also call it distributed. But blockchain is not just one of them, it is actually both of them. Blockchain is a decentralized, distributed system. You can have a system that is one or the other, either decentralized or distributed. But what blockchain is not, is a centralized system. There are elements of centralization in blockchain and various other decentralized, distributed networks. A lot of the time, they are not there by design, they are there as an addition to accommodate the current state of the economy or technology. This can be discussed in a separate video.
Centralized systems.
A centralized system essentially has a single authority. This could be an individual, it could be a government, a company. It would be an organization that controls the transactions and the processing of everything. Let us use the internet as an example. If it was centralized, there would be one authority that controls everything. This can be users or it could be servers as an example. This would mean that they are centralized. Your IP or internet provider is a great example of this. They are the centralized system. If they were to choose to take the servers offline, or take you offline for whatever reason, perhaps you broke their terms and conditions, then you will lose access. You could go to another IP, but again, they will be centralized.
Disadvantages of a centralized system.
The obvious disadvantage is, if a centralized system were to go offline. If it is a company, and it went financially broke, and could not manage to pay for their servers, and as a result they stopped. The user is the one being left in the dark, because they are not able to communicate with the central system.
Advantages of centralized systems.
Because there is a central organization, they can set one set of rules. That would be considered good, because if there is a bunch of people, and each one set their own rules, then there aren't much consistency.
Decentralized systems.
In short, it is to distribute the administrative powers or functions over a less concentrated area. Decentralized currency, peer-to-peer money, and digital currency all refer to bank-free methods of transferring wealth or ownership of any other commodity without needing a third party. Most centralized and some decentralized markets use fiat currency or physical money issued by a central bank, like US dollars. Decentralized currency is used primarily in the virtual markets. An example of decentralized currency is Bitcoin.
Advantages of decentralized systems.
A decentralized system exists of a few nodes that are connected to each other. The benefit of this type of system is that if one node were to go down, the overall system can still function. Meaning, the main node or network is connected to several other nodes. If the one network disconnects for whatever reason, the main node can reconnect to a different node. No single authority has control over it.
Distributed systems.
In a distributed network, not one single place is processing the data. This is also similar to peer-to-peer. Just as in systems like LimeWire and many other platforms who uses peer-to-peer. What this allows is, if one node or network were to go down, then all other users will have the files or part of the file. If one user wants a file, he can request a chunk from one user and another piece from another user. This would be a true form of a democratic network, unlike a centralized system.